believe it or not, local-based businesses, as much as they are providing a service, sometimes don't have a fully formed or structured sales process or department. And the reason being for that is, well, they don't really need to, because they're buying services, contracting labor, they're really assembling a series of goods and services. And that's where you can step into the sales agency and make your margin, because if you are a masterful assembler of those services, knowing who can provide what, you can put it together and contract it to somebody, and or be a direct sales agency where you're selling the contract, or maybe doing it on behalf of another business. Now, this is where you kind of blur the line between being a sales agency and your own standalone business. One industry that this is used a lot in is actually that of trucking and transportation, where there's a specific type of company called a freight broker, where it's a brokering model. It's pretty much just a sales model. And you can scale this out either as a sales agency or sometimes just as a standalone business. Well, what does a freight broker actually do? Well, they are a connector. They're gonna go find companies that need goods hauled from point A to point B, and truckers that are looking for goods to go from point A to point B, because maybe that route is one that they're already going, or they have space in their truck. And what they will do is they'll price the company and sell it to the trucker and connect the two and make margin on the difference that they're able to sell it for. I personally know one guy who is a one-man band as a freight broker, making $500,000 per year, just as an individual guy making a couple phone calls a day, doing a little bit of admin. Now, there's much more than meets the eye when it comes to being a successful freight broker, but these are industries that you could approach them as a sales agency and then eventually expand out. Another space that this is frequently done is for law firms. They'll have intake centers that will call people, qualify them, and sell them, so that way the law firm gets the highest quality client they can actually service, and the customer is going to be connected with something that's going to do them good, and they make a margin on selling that lead. So this is where it gets a little cross-bordery, because are you a sales agency or a lead agency? But I wouldn't say it doesn't matter as much, because regardless of what it is, the core skill set and the essence of what you provide is the same. Another example is going to be waste management. I know a salesperson who was part of a company that was quoting people who needed trash removed and selling them to waste removal companies, and selling over $250,000 per month personally in sales, making over $24,000 in commissions off of just connecting the two. And it wasn't his business. He was doing it for another company that was professional at navigating all this and had all the proper licensing to support them. But what does that company need? Competent people that can sell, and sales leaders that can manage that, because that company is great at moving waste from point A to point B, not hiring, training, and managing salespeople who do all the work. And this is where there's opportunities for sales agencies to approach these types of businesses and provide a higher quality sales service, allowing them to convert more of their leads into customers and to make more money, and also to pay you a margin, which is what makes running a sales agency a very profitable venture as opposed to a painful one.